In this video we're going to have a look at how to work out the volume of a cuboid using unit fraction cubes. So as we can see here, we've got our cuboid with side lengths 3 2/3, 2 1/3 and 3 units respectively, and we've got a unit fraction cube of side 1/3. So the first question says, how many unit fraction cubes fit into the solid above? Okay, so what we've got to do is we have to think about how many thirds are going to fit along the width and the length and the height of our cuboid. So let's look at the width first of all, which is 3. So how many thirds are going to fit into 3 units? Well, that's an easy one, because if 1 is 3/3, then 3 is going to be 3 wholes is going to be 9/3. Okay, excellent. Right, so 3 2/3 then. Well, if 3 is already 9/3, then we've got another 2/3 on top of that. So that's going to give us 11/3. And then 2 1/3. And if we do that conversion into improper fractions, remember all we do is we do 2 multiplied by 3, giving us 6/3, and we add on the 1, which gives us 7/3. Okay, so we can see then for 2 1/3, that's actually 7/3. 3 2/3 is 11/3, and 3 is 9/3. So we're going to have 9 cubes along this way, giving us our width, 11 cubes on our length, and 7 cubes on our height. So if we imagine that the cubes all stacked up and filled into the box, then we're going to have a layer on the bottom of 11 by 9. So if we do 11 multiplied by 9, and then that layer is going to be like repeated 7 times, because you're going to have a stack of 7 cubes going up the way like that on the height. So then we're going to multiply by 7, and that's going to give us 693 cubes. Okay, so that's the answer to the first question. Now to answer the second question, which is find the volume of the solid, the first thing we need to do is to figure out what the volume of one of our unit fraction cubes is. And it's 1/3 by 1/3 by 1/3. So all we have to do is we simply find out what the volume of one of the unit fraction cubes is by multiplying our length by our width by our height, which is going to give us 1/27. So that's 1/27 of a full cubic unit in this case, and we know we've got 693 cubes, and each cube represents 1/27 of a cubic unit. So in order to find out the volume of the solid, all we have to do is we have to multiply 693 by 1/27. And if we do that, remember, it's effectively just the same as doing 693 divided by 27. And simplifying that down, we need to use our calculator for that one. We get 25 2/3, and that's in cubic units for this question. So that's how we work out the volume of this cuboid, by first figuring out how many fraction cubes fit into the solid, and then using the volume of one fraction cube, unit fraction cube, to figure out the total volume in the cubic units of the question that we're using. So that could, again, that could be cubic centimetres, cubic inches, cubic feet, cubic metres, doesn't really matter. It's just, I've just called it units in this case. So I hope that was helpful for that question. Thank you.